This video is about chord progressions. But first, here are all of the chords built on each degree or position of the C major scale with their Roman numeral equivalents. We use Roman numerals so we can refer to any key. It's hard to talk in general terms when you say a C chord and you don't know if that's the 3rd degree, the 5th degree, the 6th degree, or what. So we use the Roman numerals to help it make it simpler when we're talking in general terms. For example, in the key of G major, the 5 chord would be D. Note that in a major key, only the 1, the 4, and the 5 chords are major. They are considered the primary chords. Only the 7th is diminished. We use lowercase Roman numerals to indicate minor or diminished chords. Sometimes the diminished chords use a little superscript that you would find in the chord symbols. So, what do we do with all of these chords in our music? If you are composing or arranging music, knowing which chords typically go where will help with that effort. Likewise, as a performer, knowing what chords typically follow which chords can help you know where to put your fingers. The 3 primary chords, 1, 4, or 5, are also known as tonic, subdominant, and dominant, respectively. As we go from one chord to another, we call it a chord progression. It just happens that the progression 1, 4, 5, 7 to 1, all primary chords, is probably the most common in music. In jazz, the 2 to 5, 7 to 1 is arguably more common. You'll notice a new term here, a supertonic, for the 2nd chord of the scale. These terms, tonic, supertonic, subdominant, dominant, there's also mediant, submediant, and leading tone. It's used more in analysis than really in what we need to worry about. But you will definitely hear the terms subdominant and dominant. Most music consists of some sort of tension and release. Moving away from the tonic, the home chord, causes tension, while coming back provides release. The element of release is called a cadence or resolution. In addition to the 1, 4, 5, 7, 1 progression, other common progressions include 1, 4, 1, 1, 5, 1, and 1, 4, 1, 5, 1. Any of the 5 chords can be made 5/7 chords by adding the 7th in order to enhance the tension. But what about the other 4 chords in the scale? To answer the question, what about the other chords besides the primary chords, we have to look at the characteristics of the chord. Each chord has a unique characteristic, but they can all be placed in 3 categories. Tonic, the start and end of the tension, subdominant, some tension, and dominant, even more tension. The 1, 3, and 6 chords are in the tonic category. The 4 and the 2 fall in the subdominant category, while the 5 and 7 fall in the dominant category. The non-primary chords in each category can be substituted for the primary chords. However, not all of the cadences or resolutions will sound good using all of the substitutions available. For example, a 1 to 4 to 5, 7 to 6, a deceptive cadence, will sound incomplete. It is used a lot, but it usually follows on with a 2, 5, 1 progression to get you back to the tonic. But a 3 to 4 to 5 to 1 cadence works well. In that case, the 3, a minor chord, substituted for the starting major 1. There are too many possible combinations to mention here, but you can figure them out. Although we have been discussing major chord progressions, the same principles are true for minor keys. Tonic, 1, 3, and 6. Subdominant, the 4 and the 2, and the dominant, the 5 and the 7. Just like before, function to provide tension and release. What of those chords are major or minor are obviously different. Depending on which minor scale, natural, melodic, or harmonic, is used, that will also change the chords. not how they function in the tonic, subdominant, or dominant, but whether they're major, minor, or diminished chords. Natural minor is shown here in this example, but perhaps more typical is harmonic minor. When you're using harmonic minor, the 5 chord is major, and it presents more tension that wants to lead back to 1 than in the natural minor. Whether in major or minor, when playing chord progressions on the piano, they are more typically played using inversions of chords to allow for better voice leading between the chords. In this example, I've also used figured bass rather than just strict Roman numerals. If you don't understand what the 6/4 or the 6 and all that means, it doesn't really matter. One correction on the graphic that you see, the D minor chord, the second chord shown, should be a D minor over or /A, and the E minor should be E minor /G. The final D minor chord in the whole progression, that should also be D minor over A. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.